The cliffs of central Nepal are silent at dawn, except for the muffled creak of handmade bamboo ladders swaying against rock walls hundreds of feet high. Below, the Marciandi River thunders. Above, dark clouds gather, masking the jagged snowline of the Annapurnas. And clinging to those cliffs where most would not dare to place a single foot stand the Gurung honey hunters. Rope harnesses biting into their waists, smoke rising from bundles of smoldering leaves tied to bamboo poles. They are chasing the gold of the mountains, honey harvested from Apis laboriosa, the Himalayan giant honeybee, the largest honeybee on Earth. Each insect spans nearly an inch, their nests stretching wider than a man's height. Hang in rows like golden shields, colossal combs plastered to the sheerest rock faces. From below, the hum is audible, a low vibrating current of life. These are not ordinary honeybees, and they defend their fortress with military ferocity. The Gurung tribesmen, who have performed this ritual for centuries, climb toward them with nothing but courage, handmade tools, and the blessings of their ancestors. The ritual before the ascent. For the Gurung, this hunt is not simply about honey. It is a dialogue with the cliff itself. Before a single rope is fastened, the elders gather in the village, offering flowers, rice, and local alcohol to cliff deities. A shaman chants prayers to protect the hunters from spirits that are believed to guard the bees. Only then can the ascent begin. In the village of Bujang in Lamjung district, or in remote hamlets like Na and Pasgang, children and women gather to watch the men disappear toward the cliffs. They know the dangers. One slip means death, and even the bees themselves can kill. A swarm of giant bees is no small threat. 100 stings can bring a man down. Yet year after year, the ritual continues. The deadly dance on the cliffs. From above, a man lowers the 200-foot bamboo ladder, swaying wildly in the wind. Another hunter ties a rope around his waist, grips the smoke torch, and steps off the edge. Only the most skilled climbers in the village, lean, weathered men, mostly in their 50s and 60s, are entrusted with the task. Their bodies are light, but their spirits are heavy with ritual performed earlier. Below him, massive nests glisten golden in the sunlight, dripping with nectar. The bees, sensing the invasion, cloud the air in a black haze. Smoke from the torch drifts upward, confusing and scattering them. Balancing on nothing but rope and courage, the honey hunter stretches out a long bamboo pole with a crescent blade called ashi, or hashia in local language, lashed at its tip. With a swift movement, he slices into the comb. The honey oozes into a basket dangling below, even as angry bees swarm his face and arms. Imagine this, his bare hands wrapped in little more than cloth, working in a storm of thousands of furious bees. Each sting feels like fire. Sometimes hunters are blinded. Sometimes they fall. Death is no stranger here. Every second is pain and risk. Stings cover his skin. His chest heaves with smoke. His feet dangle above jagged rocks. One misstep, and the river far below will swallow him. The mad honey mystique. The honey they harvest is unlike any other. In spring, when the bees forage on rhododendron blossoms, their nectar produces what locals call red honey or mad honey. When the giant bees feed on blooming rhododendrons, their honey carries grayanotoxins, a natural neurotoxin. It glows amber red, and its properties are legendary. Greek armies once collapsed after eating it. Consumed in small amounts, it acts as a powerful medicine soothing pain, lowering blood pressure, even serving as an aphrodisiac. Ancient armies of the Black Sea once used it to disable enemies. In larger amounts, it is a hallucinogen, plunging the eater into dizziness, nausea, and visions. Too much, and it can kill. Even just a couple of spoonfuls can send the heart into dangerous arrhythmias in some people. The first comb, always offered to the gods, drips red and bitter. Later combs yield golden sweetness, safer, nourishing, and traded in hidden markets where a kilogram can fetch far more than rice or corn. Villagers value it as both medicine and treasure, and traders from as far as Japan and South Korea pay high prices to smuggle it out of the mountains. But its demand has put the tradition under strain, a tradition under threat. Not long ago, cliffs in Lamjung and Kaski dripped with dozens of colonies. Today, Hunters say there are fewer nests, and the bees themselves are dwindling. Roads, hydropower dams, deforestation, and climate change have altered the fragile ecosystem. Overharvesting, sometimes fueled by tourism, has also weakened the practice. In some villages, demo hunts are staged for visitors, stripping nests before they regenerate. The hunters know what is at stake. If the bees disappear, so does our culture, one Gurung elder told a researcher. The other Nepali conservationist told Reuters, the cliffs are sacred. They are not for entertainment. Science meets myth. Biologists call Apis laboriosa a marvel of evolution, the only bee adapted to life above 2,500 meters, braving the cold and storms of the high Himalayas. Their combs, often 6 feet across, are masterpieces of engineering, built only on sheer cliffs to avoid predators. Studies in Kaski and Lamjung show their colonies migrate seasonally across Nepal, Bhutan, and India, synchronized with flowering cycles of mountain plants. The climate shifts are disrupting those rhythms. Scientists warn that without protection, the giant honeybee could vanish from some valleys within decades. Between survival and heritage. For the Gurung, the hunt is both a livelihood and a sacred act. The honey sustains families, the rituals preserve identity, and the cliffs themselves carry the voices of ancestors. Yet younger generations drift away towards Kathmandu or overseas for jobs. Few wish to inherit the stings, the scars, the fear of falling. And yet, when asked why they climb, the older hunters answer simply, because it is who we are. The honey is our story. In the Gurung community further east, where shamans guard the right to harvest, filmmaker Renan Zizderk documented what may be the last honey hunter. In the Gurung villages too, some fear the tradition may end within a generation. Still, each year, when the rhododendrons bloom, the rope ladders are woven, the prayers are sung, and the hunters step once more into the abyss. The cliffs whisper. At dusk, when the hunt ends, the men descend with their baskets brimming with combs. The honey glows deep red in the fading light. Children rush forward, dipping fingers into the golden liquid, tasting the bitterness and fire that mark its uniqueness. High above, the cliffs echo with the hum of bees returning to repair their ruined homes. The smoke drifts away. The river keeps roaring. And somewhere in the fragile balance between man, bee, and cliff lies a tradition that is as astonishing as it is endangered. A living testament to human daring, cultural ritual, and the delicate threads binding people to nature.